Hey friends, Gary here, and today I want to talk about high ISO in photography. People are afraid to shoot in higher ISO because they think it will degrade the image quality by introducing more noise and grains in the photo. But actually in this video, I want to encourage you to not be afraid to use high ISO in photography. High ISO, in my opinion, is not something that's evil or something that needs to be avoided. High ISO is actually a feature. It was provided as a good thing in our camera, and I think it is another tool in our photography toolbox. In today's video, I want to share from my own experience the benefits of using higher ISO and also some tips on how to shoot at higher ISO. Let's find out. Now first, I want to clarify that high ISO isn't the cause of noise. Noise is always there in your image whether you realize it or not. When you increase the ISO of your camera, you will amplify the input signal that's hitting the sensor of the camera. And by increasing the amount of signal reaching into the sensor, more noise will also reach the sensor as well. That's just physics, and it's not the fault of the ISO. Again, I want to repeat that. It's not the fault of the ISO. Now I want to share a couple of images. Here a very similar picture, picture A and picture B. Which one do you think is shot using higher ISO? Anyway, there are some cases where when you are shooting with lower ISO but you underexpose the image setting, then you get noise on the shadow area. And then there are also cases where you are shooting with higher ISO but you expose it properly, you almost to the point where you expose to the right and the noise is almost gone. So from that observation, which one do you think is shot at lower ISO? Which one do you think is shot at higher ISO? A or B? Anyway, the answer is A is shot with lower ISO and B is shot with higher ISO. Did you get that right? Now, if we've learned our basics in photography, we know that the main benefit of using higher ISO is to be able to freeze motion, because when you use higher ISO, you have the possibilities to use higher shutter speed without underexposing your image. If you are using lower ISO, chances are you get more limited shutter speed choices, and the shutter speed choices will usually be slower. With slower shutter speed, of course, you will get more risk of movement blur. Also, with higher ISO and the higher shutter speed option, you'll be able to shoot in lower light condition without having to rely on tripod and without underexposing your image as well. This is basic photography, we already know that. Now I want to share 3 tips from my own personal experience on how to embrace high ISO. First tip is to embrace noise. Noise isn't evil. Noise isn't particularly a bad thing. You don't really have to avoid noise all of the time. A little bit of grain inside of your photo is fine as long as your photo is exposed properly and is also tack sharp and free from any movement blur. If your photo uses lower ISO but it isn't tack sharp due to movement blur, maybe it won't look as good as the one with higher ISO with slightly more grain. For digital viewing, a little bit of grain isn't really noticeable. People is really perfectionist when it comes to this kind of obsessive details. They forget that people just view the image as a whole, not zoomed in all the time. What's more important compared to grain and noise is the content itself, the photograph itself, the storytelling, the composition, the emotion being told inside of the image. I think that is much more important than the amount of grain present on the photo. Hopefully this can give you a little bit of comfort and courage to be able to shoot at higher ISO. Next tip to be able to shoot at higher ISO, I think you should expose to the right, especially when you shoot RAW. Sometimes when we're doing something mission critical, for example, a client's project, then you wanna keep the noise in check. You don't want excessive noise in the photo, and that is understandable. You cannot avoid that. But just a reminder for you, noise isn't because of high ISO. It is already present there. And one thing that we can do to minimize noise is to expose our image properly. And from my experience, exposing to the right can help to minimize noise. With your histogram being displayed on the camera, slowly adjust your camera settings, the exposure triangle or the exposure compensation button until the overall graph is moving to the right, but without any part of it being clipped on the graphical display right there, like what I'm doing right now. From my experience, by doing this expose to the right technique, you will get cleaner image. However, maybe sometimes when you are doing the expose to the right technique, you will get images that will be slightly too bright. Don't worry about that. You can always adjust the brightness later on in post-production if needed. Next thing that you can do to minimize high ISO in your photo is to use noise reduction software. Now, this video isn't being sponsored by anyone. Nobody's paying me to say anything, and I've been using some noise reduction software in the past, and these are all purchased with my own money. But I had success regarding minimizing noise inside of my photos using DxO Pure Raw as well as Adobe Lightroom's noise reduction tool. I think they both work great. It just depends on your preference and style. I'm slightly more towards DxO Pure Raw if it's really noisy and you need that critical sharpness, but for casual noise reduction, I'm okay with Adobe Lightroom's manual noise reduction. It's quite easy to use. They're doing a good job of removing noise, not completely. There are still some grains present in the image, but they preserve details really well, and that's why I still use both of them. However, you can just use whatever noise reduction software that you are comfortable with. You don't have to use any of these two softwares that I just mentioned. And that wraps up today's video. So that is all why you should embrace shooting in higher ISO and some tips on how to shoot at higher ISO. Hopefully this has been useful, informative, entertaining and inspiring. So please let me know on the comment down below, what are some techniques that you use for shooting at higher ISO? Please share down below. Let's have a little bit of a discussion. Also, if you have any question, comment down below as well. I will try my best to answer them. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel down below. And if you want to support my channel even further, consider using the affiliate links on the description below. Use the super thanks button to make a small donation to my channel, or purchase my travel photography course ebook called Simplifying Travel Photography, link also on the description below. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.